Hey everybody, got a little webbot update somewhat. The gist of it is that there should be some type of event, most likely before the year ends, sometime in the near future. Quite near future, I assume. But again, not quite exactly sure how soon, other than most likely for sure, I would say before 2011 ends. Could be another type of 9/11 event, could be some kind of other financial crisis that of course is going to be on purpose. It is the gist of this. It's going to be enacted by these powers that be. But first, I got to give some respect, give a shout out to my boy, Big John. I know his last name, but I'll keep that quiet because who knows if he wants to know his last name. He called in on Pastor Dowell's show on Friday when I was doing the show with him on Blog Talk. He sent me a Max Kaiser 1 ounce silver round. Crash Banksters buy silver. Max Kaiser 1 troy ounce, 0.999 fine silver. And on the back it says 2010 on the top, 2011 at the bottom. Global insurrection against corporate occupation. You gotta love it. Big John. Gotta give you my shout out, baby. So, this little update from the Wetbot. Yet another planetary mind F. F-U-C. You know the word. I try not to cuss in my videos. No point in doing that. So you know what the F stands for. Yet another planetary mind F is coming. And what that is what I just said. Another 9/11 event, another something happening, something to pull you over here and look at that. It'll be some kind of inside job, it'll be planned, etc. And they're getting desperate. They're getting so desperate they're going to have to do it very soon. Doesn't quite go as planned for them. Those of us paying attention are going to understand it and know exactly what it was and say, ha, we figured that one out, we knew that was coming. The average sheep who still is not awake or aware of any of these things will buy it hook, line, and sinker as they always do. And it says that in here. So let me read this. As with all the previous planetary mind F's before it, the criminals at the top of this insanity pyramid think it will aid in saving their ass. They think of it as remaining in control, but basically these days everything these criminal families do is to save their asses. If they do not continue to maintain control over your mind, they are screwed. Well, let's be realistic. It's actually worse than that. They will not be merely screwed. More than likely they would be killed. Out of sheer disgust as the centuries of corruption, soon to be revealed by the way. So you see, the entrenched powers, have plenty of motivation to keep the whole control game thing going. And as is also evident from the current levels of global instability in any context you care to discuss, economies, financial, political, terror, space, sun, whatever, the entrenched powers are getting desperate as control is slipping everywhere. As their control is slipping everywhere. As their control slips due to the self-reinforcing dynamics of the net-connected omni-humanity, the loss of control brings increased instability, which brings increased opportunities for minds to be shocked away from the control sources or control structures of the entrenched powers, which in turn breeds a virtuous cycle that the entrenched powers fear even more than their personal death. So they are planning yet another planetary mind F. So while a new, we'll call that PMF for planetary mind F, while a new PMF will be like 9/11 or the War on Terror or the Iraq War or the 2008 Bankster Crisis or any of their other recent PMFs, and that it will be used to cover it will be used to cover yet another huge draining of money from the global financial system into the breakaway civilization. After all, they still need to buy pie from us ground humans, whatever that means. So, for example, on 9/11, 2.2 trillion was gone. Remember Donald Rumsfeld the day before 9/11, 9/10/2001? The Pentagon cannot account for 2.2 trillion dollars. Counting problem, blah blah blah. The next day, 9/11, an alleged plane crashes directly into the Pentagon on exactly the precise spot where the accounting department was. and you're gonna tell me Osama bin Laden did this. Shame on you. The war on terror, 4.3 trillion gone. The Iraq war, 5.6 trillion gone. The 2008 banker bailout, 6.79 trillion gone. This pending, soon, very soon, PMF will be different. In addition to the resource theft, which we calculate to be over 16 trillion will be the target this time, 16 trillion, the entrenched powers will also be seeking to test run their new coping strategy. Wait for it. We cannot reveal it ahead of time, and you will see why when they debut it. So you're probably upset. Why can't he just say what it is? That's because he's hoping he gets something right, then he can say that was it. No, the Webbot guys don't work like that. They work like, if we expose this new 9/11 type of event, even though it may not have anything to do with terrorism, but it could. If they expose what it is, then they'll know the elite, who will have just read the same page that I read and now all of you can read, and they'll realize this guy's software is the bomb. Wow, he knows what we were fixing to do. Call the boys, we're changing plans. And in his mind, as he's going to explain, sometimes universe just needs to let go of whatever's going to happen. He's not going to interfere. It needs to happen, as sad as it may be. It is one of those things that has got to happen. They'll change it and do something else anyways, so he might as well let this do it, because it doesn't quite work out as well for them anyways. So it says, it would appear that the onrushing pace of events in the solar system, as well as with the mass of omni-humanity, is threatening the well-laid plans of the entrenched powers for the global smackdown. To their horror, the entrenched powers have discovered that the flow of events is rapidly slipping from their control, due to too many confluences to discuss here, and that they must, if there is any hope in maintaining their power grip on humanity, they must accelerate their plans. So, the long drawn out progression of wars through terrorism, through financial chaos, was to lead directly to nuclear false flag incidents. But now, post-Fukushima, the nuclear card is far less valuable. The way this stuff works in the Materium, the owners, if you will, of the entrenched powers only really get their kicks, or whatever, if there's shock and awe associated with the if there is shock and awe associated with their manifesting circumstances. If we all go, I had to yawn anyways, perfect timing. If we all yawn and say, okay, so linguine for lunch again, fine. In other words, another one of those, whatever. When they roll out their nuclear nightmare scenario, well, then it's pretty much all over for the entrenched powers. They have to have people in shock and awe. That's the way they work. It can't be like, another one of those or whatever, like it doesn't affect you anymore. It would be due to how fear works in our collective consciousness reality. Due to having already been saturated with nuclear-related fear-tinged imagery, or tinged imagery, the amount of new juice would be minimal. You see, they cannot afford even a single failure with their PMF program, Planetary Mind F program. If any single PMF fails, not only will the entrenched powers be excoriated by their owners, but their audience, all of us, humanity, will start to think that they, the entrenched powers, are a bunch of ass clowns. They cannot have that. They must have fear. They can never have ridicule, thus their current conundrum relative to the up-and-coming PMF. Just which scenario to use? Remember that whatever PMF they use, it has to cover the theft of at least half of humanity's financial resources as the global monetary system collapses, which should be 16 trillion or more. The progression had called for a nuclear false flag event to cause the next global panic. But, well, we have all just been saturated both linguistically and radioactively with our fair share of nuclear words, aka Fukushima, so they may have to choose something else. So what are they going to do? What's up next? Is it going to be mega earthquake doom? New Madrid rips North America in two? Is it going to be a comet impact doom? Space alien invasion? So many choices, so little time. This is the key. So little time. The next PMF is needed damn quick, and the entrenched powers know this. So do we here at Half Past Human, which is his website. And again, he's not going to tell us what it is just yet, but you'll wait and see, and you'll understand exactly what it is here in the near future. The collective psyche of humanity alert us to the coming of yet another planetary mind F as the linguistics are sampled for this next September report. So he's looking already into the next report, which he's fixing to release somewhere around September 12th from what he told me. He's not complete, but from what he's already read, he's writing this now. It's important to get this information out now because there is a small chance that this PMF event, whatever, could happen, and there is a likelihood that it could happen before the 12th of September. Not to say that it will, but later on this year, sometime this year, we've only got 4 months left practically, it should happen. So the details leaking out will not be presented here, as the entrenched powers would just change the flow at the last minute to avoid the forecast, as I mentioned. As we have discovered over the years here at Half Past Human, best to just let universe unfold as it wishes. So it is enough to know that it is coming, and soon, like real soon. The planetary mind F will make its appearance as the entrenched powers will have it. But when it does come here, there will be a number of aware observers like me and you nodding, oh, we saw that coming. Yep, we got that. We knew that was coming. That's what we're going to say. And we'll also say, is that the best they can do? Really? Is that it? That will soon follow. This is the forecast outcome. It has rippled back from the previously manifest pending past that is our future. Don't ask me what the hell that means. Yet this PMF will fail. This event will fail. Not that this will make the owners of humanity any less dangerous, but it will reduce their power to screw with humans on this planet. The willful sheeple are excluded from the humans reference I just gave, according to him. So, you, me, Pastor Dowell's people, a lot of other channels out there on YouTube, we will understand it. Alex Jones, people who listen to that kind of stuff, they'll know exactly what we're talking about. So will we. But your neighbor and your friend who doesn't want to listen to all this crap, this crap, fake stuff, it's conspiracies, they're going to buy this like it just happened and it was right, it was real. Hey, I'm scared, whatever. The rest of us are going to be shaking our heads no. They did it again and you fell for it again. What a shame. That's what we're going to do. At least this current generation of religiously devout will accept this upcoming event. Now it's interesting that he throws that in there. The willful sheeple are excluded from the humans reference a minute ago, and it says at least this current generation of religiously devout. The old mainstream religions, right? The Christians out there, this and that, they're gonna buy this hook, line, and sinker. It's funny that he had to throw religion in there when it wasn't necessary, yet it makes perfect sense because these fools out there in these mainstream religions, they're gonna buy it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, end of discussion. So, however, as the religiously devout category is restricted to only those genetically capable of living continually in denial of manifesting circumstances, the percentage of rest of us humans who swallow the blue pill will be small. Speaking of blue, yeah, I'm wearing that shirt again I got from Pastor Dowell. Why? Because I can. I like it. So it says, can ass clown status for the entrenched powers be far behind? Probably not. For some of us, humanity, the entrenched powers are already held in the great level of esteem reserved for ass clowns. And this will be demonstrated when the next PMF debuts. Note that our data has all kinds of very interesting details about just this demonstrations of non-acceptance / non-belief that we will all see played out on a planetary media stage really damn soon, like within the fall equinox or winter solstice period. And, he chortles gleefully, there will be nothing that the MSM mainstream media can do about it. The good news is that a whole new world and universe awaits all of us who make it through the next few years of solar system changes and the increasingly desperate ass clown antics of the powers that be, or the powers that were fixing to be. The bad news is that not all good people will make it through, but enough will see the planetary mind F event for what it is to escape this current level of slavery. And success breeds success as universe follows, or as universe allows. So, not everyone's gonna make it. Not all really good people who are awake are gonna make it. Remember what the other report, Webot report, was talking about, this new movement of people getting away, disconnecting from the system, trying to create a Pastor Dowell straightway church type of reality, pitching in together, community work together, growing food together, eating together, building buildings together, etc., pitching in money together to help the community, all of it. And when this next event debuts, those of us awake are really gonna have a fire under our butt, lighting us to get in high gear. I know I've been wanting to do it. I've been talking about doing it. They just pulled that off. I saw right through it. I even made videos about them doing something stupid next. Sure enough, they did it next, and I go to tell everybody this and even show them my old video that they're gonna be doing something big next. Yeah, you got lucky. I don't believe you. It was still Al Qaeda. It was still a terrorist. It just happened to happen when you said it would roughly happen. You know what? I'm done with you people. I'm out. That's the fire that's gonna light. And you're gonna realize if they're willing to do that, what are they gonna do next? And how soon are they gonna do it next? Because they don't like to be laughed at and get caught red-handed doing an inside job or whatever it is, so they're gonna have to do something to make you forget about that, and it'll have to be worse than the last one. You don't want to be around when this crap starts going down. Because don't think for a second that they can't set off some kind of small nuclear bomb in major cities to pull you back into their fear factor and control grid. If that type of scenario happens, I'm gonna say I don't know if I even care what the price of silver is. I'm gonna go ahead and sell all and get the hell out of here. If that kind of thing happens, or at least some of it, a good portion of it, anyways. So that's all I got for you, and take care.